Okay, so we'll try to understand the scope of political science as a subject or as a discipline. Scope is basically what are the things that we study in political science and how it has evolved over a period of time. Okay, over the years there has been revision, expansion, or at times its boundaries has been narrowed down. If you analyze, we trace the origin of the subject, that is political science, to ancient Greece. Aristotle, who is also known as the father of political science, he actually called political science as master science. And the sole reason was because, it teaches all those who are interested in governance, the principles and the art of governance. Which is why political science is considered as superior to all the other disciplines, because it teaches the principles and the art of governance. Okay, so let's try to understand that how the political science as a discipline got evolved over a period of time. From ancient Greece to medieval times to modern times, or the contemporary time that we are living in. So during the Greek times, the subject was covering all the aspects of human life. Greeks never had compartmentalized worldview. So we were actually covering all the aspects of human life in political science as a discipline, because Greeks never had compartmentalized worldview. So to Greeks, the questions of the question of good life and good political life was not separated. So thus during the Greek time, political science was a venture to establish good life. Basically how to establish good life for citizens. That was the purpose of political science as a discipline. So from Greek times, we enter into the medieval era, where religion was dominating. So when we enter in medieval times or medieval age, the political science as a discipline during the medieval age is all about religion. Because religion came to acquire dominant space in all spheres of life, all spheres of human life. Even the study of politics was subordinated to religion. The place of ethics was taken by religion. Political works were produced by religious scholars like Saint Augustine. Okay, so since in medieval times there was so much of, everything was mostly related to religion, and religion was dominating all the aspects of human life. Therefore, the study of politics was subordinated to religion. Okay, now from medieval times to, now we enter into the modern time, from medieval to modern. So if you remember, there is a scholar called as Machiavelli who separates religion from state. The reason is because religion was causing too much of interference in the state affairs, and it was basically considered by him as one of the reasons for corruption. Okay, so with the emergence of modern times and with especially works, with the works of Machiavelli, political science as a discipline got its autonomy from religion. The sphere of politics was separated from ethics and religion. So modern worldview went for specialization, and gradually political science became the study of state and government. So till now we were restricting, in medieval times we were restricted to study of religion, even in political science as a discipline. Now that actually became the study of state and government. So now in political science, in modern times, we were actually studying the state and government. We were studying the state and governments of different countries, and we were comparing it, in order to make it better. And that's what we do in comparative politics as a subject or a sub-discipline of political science. So for long, the boundaries of disciplines was confined to the study of state and institutions. Scholars like, so if you see scholars like Garner, Gettel, etc., they define political science as a study of state or government. Or if you might have heard this phrase called political science begins and ends with the state. So this is where it gets from. This is where it was written. Okay, so in modern times there was this behavioral revolution that there was this behavioral revolution that happened in political science as a discipline. Scholars of political science tried to scienticize the discipline of political science. They tried to bring a lot of scientific methodologies in order to bring political science as a discipline towards science, towards pure science. Okay, so behavioral scholars shifted the focus of political science from study of state or institution to study of politics, that to define in terms of study of power. Okay, so focus was shifted from institution to process or behavior. Okay, if you see scholars like Robert Dahl, Glassfield, Kaplan, David Easton, who gives this system theory, Catlin, etc. All if you see, all of them have focused on study of power and the study of politics as process. So because like initially there was a lot of compartmentalization, like sociology, there was this political science, there was this physics. So there was so much of compartmentalization that existed. Existing compartmentalization of political science from other disciplines or from other spheres was rejected. An interdisciplinary nature of political science or as a subject emerged. Later, the post-behavioral movement happened, and they have created or they have brought this creative theory. So, creative theory, the basic concern or the basic purpose was to focus on or to suggest the scholars that the political inquiry should, it should focus on relevance as well as action. It should be action oriented, because all the political inquiries that were existing before that was focusing on normative aspects, and it could not contribute to solve the modern or the new issues that were existing in the society. So all the contemporary issues that existed, like the Black Lives Matter and the feminist movements which were going on. So all of these things was not political scientists has nothing to contribute to all of these things. Okay, which is why the post-behavioral movement happened, and they brought this creative theory where they suggested the political scholars that now try to focus on the contemporary issues that exist in the society and try to solve them. The scope of political science in modern times is basically increasing, like with behavioralists, with post-behavioralists bringing this creative theory. And at the same time, we see the emergence of other analytical perspectives like critical school, feminist school, green politics theory. Thus, the frontiers, basically what all the things that we study in political science as a discipline, was increasing too much. The stretch of political science, all the things that can be studied in political science was expanding. And even the feminists, when they claim that personal is political, so before that we were actually studying the power relation outside the family. But after the feminists who claimed that personal is political, from then started studying the power relations that exist within the family. The study of power relation within the family became a part of political inquiry. Similarly, the subject was stretched to the field of environment too. Okay, thus at present, the study or the subject is becoming too comprehensive in its approach. Right. So, if you see, there are many scholars who appreciate this expanding frontiers, but there are also scholars who are actually concerned with the issue of political science. Because if you expand it too much, there is a very good chance that the political science as a discipline, it might lose its identity. So, if you see scholars like Theras Kopal, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Theras Kopal suggests to bring states back in. Basically, again start focusing on states.